Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter. Here in Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top. New level. On my level, don't see anybody. I don't see him. This right here could never stop. This could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time, ay. I live on the job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so special, facts. I know my worth, facts. My bloodline royal, facts. We the kings of the earth, right? You can't stop this, nah, nah.
That's right. So we're getting back to the solutions in our issues. One of the issues that we have is that we don't know God. So how do we know God? By keeping His commandments.
Right.
What are some of the commandments that God told us to keep?
Teach us.
As a people that's separating us.
10 Commandments.
The 10 Commandments. Okay. Give me one of the commandments that separated us and the 10 Commandments.
Not commit adultery.
Don't commit adultery, right?
Yeah.
Don't commit adultery. How do we commit adultery as a people?
Start liking people that we shouldn't be liking.
Okay, we're going to show you the root of adultery. Give me Mark chapter 7, verse 21. We're going to show you where does the root of adultery begin. Because before you commit adultery or one commits adultery, what does he do first?
Teach.
If you was going to commit adultery with a woman, what would you do first?
Sin.
Okay, but sin is what? What do you do first? If you're going to commit, you see a woman, what do you do?
Start talking to her.
You start talking to her. Give me Mark 7:21. We're going to help you out.
Bring it out. The book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 21.
Bring it out.
For from within, out of the heart of man, proceed evil thoughts.
So within the heart of man proceed evil thoughts. So where is the heart according to the Bible? If where do your thoughts come from? Does it come from your chest? It comes from your mind, right?
That's
so the
right.
thought is evil thoughts come from your mind. Read.
Proceed evil thoughts. Adultery.
A what?
Adultery.
The first step that causes adultery is the thought.
Right.
The thought comes first, and that's why we want to commit adultery. We start thinking about it. Read.
Fornication. Murders. Thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness, and all these evil things come from within and defile the man.
So the thoughts of that's in our mind defile us first, right? What's your name again? I'm sorry? DeAndre, right? I said it right? So DeAndre, the first thing that we do, we have to think about adultery, right?
Yeah.
Give me Matthew 5:27, right? So how do we stop that? We have to stop what?
Commit sin and adultery.
But how do we stop that? What's the root of it? What is the root? We just read it. Where does it begin?
In your mind.
In your mind. Matthew 5:27.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not commit adultery, right? Read.
But I say unto you,
Speed up.
that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her,
To do what?
to lust after her,
Once you look on a woman to what? Lust after her. Read.
hath committed adultery
Where?
with her already in his heart.
And is what?
In his heart.
Where did he commit adultery?
In his heart.
And where's the heart? According to the Bible. Where does the thought start? It starts from the heart. And it starts where? In the mind.
That's right.
In the mind. So what happens when we watch pornography? That begins you to start to what?
Bring it out.
To do what? To lust.
Right.
Lust. What about BET and the booty shaking videos? What happens when you do that?
Lusting.
You start to lust, right? So what should we do to eliminate the lust?
Bring it out.
What should we do to eliminate the lust?
Start praying.
Start praying. You said start praying. Let me show you. Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. We're going to show you what you have to do first in order when those things happen, there's something you have to do first. Read it.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
How do you be conformed to this world? How do you obey this world? Conform means that you're following in that way, right? Conforming means to follow that way. So how would you conform from not watching porn or watching BET?
And don't look at it.
Don't look at it. There you go. Read.
But be ye transformed
But be transformed. How?
by the renewing of your mind.
Because now when you see those things or it comes up, what you gonna do? Well, if it comes up now, you was watching what's one of them shows? You was watching the Cosby Show. Everything was all good, and then all of a sudden, what you call it? Give me a rapper. Nicki Minaj just comes on. What you gonna do?
Turn it off.
You gonna turn it off. That's how you renew your mind. That's how you're not being conformed to this world, right? You see the correlation? That's what we need to start doing because that's what's causing the sin within us, right? It's starting from the mind. Give me our 1 Corinthians 15 and 34. 1 Corinthians 15, 34. So this is how we end or renew our mind.
Verse 33. Be not deceived.
Don't be deceived. Don't lie to yourself. Read.
Evil communication.
Evil what?
Evil communication.
How do we communicate with each other today?
Bring it up. To one another.
By talking to each other or another. But what's the most popular way to communicate today? Phones. So where do you find evil communication nowadays? On your phone. You ain't gotta sit in front of the TV anymore. You can find it right on your phone. Read it again.
Be not deceived. Evil communication.
Evil what?
Evil communication.
So one of the evil communications come from where? The phone, the cell phone, right? You can have access to all the evil communication that you want. Read.
Evil communications. Corrupt good manners.
It will corrupt good manners. You understand? That's why we have to separate ourselves from that. Give me 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 17. We have to separate ourselves from that. You got that? Come on.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate.
Be what?
Be ye separate.
Because everybody else is doing that, correct?
Bring it out.
Everybody else is watching the BET. Everybody else is watching the booty shaking video, the pornography. But God said what?
Be ye separate.
Be ye separate. We have to separate ourselves from those things because what happens when we get attached to them?
Bring it out.
What happens if we get attached to them?
Teach us.
We get corrupted. Our minds get corrupted. We start to lust. We start to want those things. We start to desire those things because it's natural for a man to want those things. You understand? But what if you have a desire? Are you a married man? How old are you?
16.
You're 16 years old. So you're starting to think about girls a little bit, right? What happens if you start to think about a woman? Or you should start to desire a woman. Maybe you're talking to her a little bit. What should you do?
Bring it out.
We're going to help you out. You want to help you out. Give me Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Because this is going to stop adultery. Adultery is what?
Sin.
Sin, what type of sin? Adultery is when you sleep with another man's wife.
Right.
There's other forms of adultery called fornication. It's sex outside the union of marriage, right?
That's
So
right.
one of the problems that we have in the community, we have the baby mamas, right? Because they're not with the husband.
Bring it out.
We have baby fathers because they're not with the wife, right?
Preach, huh?
But God said this is the first step in the union. If you want to engage in sexual relations with a woman, this is the first step. Read.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 16.
Bring it out.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her,
And he has sexual relations with her, read.
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He should have her as a side piece. He should do what?
Surely endow her to be his wife.
You must endow her to be your wife.
That's
So
right.
that is before you have sex, you got to understand that is a big commitment.
Right.
It's not a wham bam thank you ma'am situation, but that's destroying us as a community,
Right.
is it not?
Yes.
How many single parent households do we have?
Yeah.
A lot, right? And what happens to those children? How are they growing up as?
Looking at the parents.
And what's happening in our community in that single parent household?
Bring it out.
Not to say that we know that we have sisters that are trying, but it takes two is better than one, the Bible says. You
Right,
understand?
right.
So it takes two, the man and the woman, to raise up the child in the way that they should go, right?
Right.
Give me Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
We're going to show you. This is what's destroying our community. The basic institution of marriage and adultery has destroyed us as a people. Read on.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Children are our oppressors, right? Young black men, young Hispanic men are being oppressive to their own people. You have gang banging, right?
Right.
You know about that. What's the famous gang around here? Give me the popular gang around here. Is it the Bloods, the Crips, or there's something else that's around here?
Oh, I don't know about that.
You don't know about that? All praises, all praises. But guess what? Those are names that you're familiar with, right? These are the groups that are oppressing our people in our communities. Read.
Right. And women rule over them.
And who?
And women rule over them.
Because it's a single parent household. Once a young man gets to this age, what you gonna do? Bend him over the knee and give him a beating? That ain't gonna work no more.
Right.
That's not gonna work anymore. That's why we have to get back to marriage. Give me Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
So what we're doing is giving you real solutions from the Bible and how we correct our situation.
That's
you
right.
understand? So when you meet a young sister, you gotta make sure that you have in your mind to marry her. Because if you first of all, you underage. First of all, you gotta be 20 years old or older in order to get married, according to the Bible. So listen to this.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all,
Read.
and the bed undefiled.
Read.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
God will judge those who are in the midst of adultery and whoremongering.
Right.
What's affecting our community because of men sleeping from woman to woman and women sleeping from men to men? What happens to them? What do you hear in our community about women sleeping with multiple men and men sleeping with multiple women?
They get killed
They get killed how?
by sleeping around with different
Diseases. Diseases. What type of diseases are plaguing our community? Huh?
HIV,
HIV, what else?
herpes,
Herpes, what else?
syphilis.
Syphilis. Did you know that was a judgment for committed adultery? And the Bible states that? Read that real quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 61.
Bring it out.
Also, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee, until thou be destroyed.
God said he's going to bring sicknesses and plagues that are not written in this Bible, like AIDS, like herpes, like STDs. They're not written in the Bible, but but they're affecting us in the community, right? We have some of the highest HIV rates, AIDS rates, syphilis, all these different diseases are because we are jumping from woman to woman and men to men, right? So we have to bring back the institution of marriage in our communities, right? So now we have some of the solutions in that, right?
Black power, while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.